Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader with a message for Virgo today. And to let you know how this works, I have asked my guides in spirit to bring a message through the cards that will be deeply meaningful and helpful for you as you navigate your journey this week. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. And I strongly invite you to subscribe so that you can stay in contact with this high vibrational information every week from the other side. And if you're returning, know that your presence is deeply appreciated. And let's get going with your reading, Virgo, because it's a very interesting one. You've got a sacred opportunity presented by the universe with the Seven of Pentacles card. This is talking about divine timing and things being just right. But there's a little bit of a cutting off or a cutting that happens. And it's very interesting because you interpret this or you respond to this with this death card energy. You feel like it's kind of the cutting away or the end of something rather than seeing it as maybe a repurposing of something, but you're feeling that there's a moment of finality with this. There's kind of like we're going to the resting place. So the idea of growth is maybe not as present in your mind as the idea of, this is kind of done. There's also a desire for some healing. I'm seeing and feeling that with this card right now. Like you're looking for a moment of deep healing. And what's really interesting, he's using the sickle and she's got a sickle hanging. And so it's almost like there's a reluctance to use this sickle to kind of cut off or to cut out something that maybe doesn't work or something that needs to be cut out right now. There's a reluctance to do that. And let's keep going. So we've got the Three of Swords next, going to the Ace of Pentacles and then ending in the Justice card. So we're talking about fair opportunity, understanding what a fair opportunity is and understanding what a true opportunity is. And that sometimes in having an opportunity, there is a moment of cutting off that must have to happen. And I feel like these cards are very much blending together right now. Kind of all the different meanings of the cards are just kind of all flowing into one. So this Three of Swords here is talking about the possibility for growth. And even though it may be painful and even it may be very hurtful to the heart, and even though you may feel very vulnerable and stripped away, there's a growth that happens in this bigger tree. So it's kind of like the soul you keeps growing. When this growth is rightly recognized as growth, then we have this bear that comes out. And what's so interesting is this is a stone and there are stones back here. So it's almost like the bear walks right out of the stones and it comes out. This is, I think, springtime. So it's coming out, it's waking up. And there's a big, huge opportunity waking up there. And then we get to the Justice card. And so the Justice card is really teaching us to see truly, to see clearly what is and what isn't, what's right and what's wrong for us, what is beneficial, what is not beneficial for us. It's a very straightforward card. And I love how these two spots in the cards are kind of echoing each other color-wise. So we know that sometimes the universe sends us things that seem cold-hearted, but they are very strong opportunities for us if we decide to take the growth. Now, the other interesting thing is this sword in the middle has these little curly cues. Can you see it? And her headdress has the same curly cue. So we're getting clues that the growth, and it's right in the middle, and it's the tallest one, that sometimes the growth has to be painful for a certain reason. And that there is wisdom in this growth. Now, I noticed this just before doing your reading, and I'm hoping as I'm talking, my guides are going to illuminate this for us. There's an owl here, but it's out in the daytime. Why is it out in the daytime? And what I'm getting from my guides right now is that there's a law of justice that goes beyond the rules of the world, essentially, the rules of the earth, what we think of as science. There is a bigger law and order to the universe. It's kind of like cosmic law or universal law. that's what's going on. And sometimes it feels like on the human level that we lose something because of that bigger law or that sense of justice. But when we surrender to it, it actually elevates our being. So it's sometimes I think of, all the time when I have to take my cat for some kind of shot or something, it's a moment of pain for him getting stuck with a needle, and he doesn't understand it. He doesn't like it, but I know as his protector that it's something that's going to keep him safe. It's something that's going to make him stronger. And that's what the universe and our soul is saying to us. We may not get it. It may feel unfair. It may not feel just, but in the long term, it's actually going to benefit us and make us stronger and make us more soulful when we understand truly and humbly that these opportunities for growth were opportunities. They were not setbacks. So, kind of going back to here, I feel like this reading is trying to reconcile some old energy for you to give you a little bit more peace. And it's saying with the Seven of Pentacles, it's the right time. This card came up in another reading, and I'll say it again. I'm not a druid. I don't know anything really about druid ritual, but I do know with this card, it's about the right time. You can only cut mistletoe from an oak tree at a certain time of the year. So this is definitely saying to you, this is time to really start understanding this, and understanding that sometimes painful losses actually in the long term were what your soul asked for and what your soul has triumphed from and really gained from. So a loss is never really a loss. It's always a gain. And there's also the sense that to walk this spiritual path, you really have to be a warrior. She's wearing this armor. To swallow the cold, hard truth sometimes takes a lot of guts. To have to walk away from things, to have to walk through things, to have to say certain things to certain people takes a lot of guts. And that's what this card is also saying to you, that sometimes to do the right thing, to do the true thing is a painful process, but it's the right thing, and you have to do it because it's the right thing. And that's really just it. It's almost like the personal has to step aside so that the important can happen. And that's a very tough lesson, but I do feel that some of you will be connecting with that this week and really understanding what's going on, because it's also about not sweating the small stuff. Again, letting go of the personal and looking at the bigger picture and seeing what's really happening. It might be discomforting, or it might be kind of icky for you at a point, but it's necessary. So sometimes saying the truth, the cold hard truth, is very painful to do, but sometimes it's very necessary. And I think I will leave you with that thought. So if you have questions on this, please reach out in the comments below. I always do love to hear from you. And I do want to let you know that I offer one-on-one readings over Zoom. You can find out more through my website, trueguidancetarot.com. And I am going to offer something a little special for the winter solstice, some kind of special reading. I haven't decided what it is yet, but stay tuned. I'll have more information on that hopefully next week. So I'll see you next time, and have a great week.